I'm sitting on the Korean metro, which is called the theater, and I'm on my way back home from Akatsu, which is like a traditional Korean spa thing. And I went there because I was feeling hella stressed and I couldn't sleep all night. The reason for this is because it was the 22nd of August. Now for those of you who know, it was results day for GCSEs. I had sat these exams, which I had basically prepared for my whole time in secondary school. And I sat these exams in May and June, 2 months worth of exams for 11 subjects. And now I was awaiting my results. So I get off the train and I run home. And this is Korea, right? In Korea in summer it's like 36 degrees. And so I'm sweating and I get home and I open my phone and I see that I have an email from my school. And even though initially after the exams I thought I did pretty well, I thought like, okay, I tried my best and I think like everything went pretty okay. But now since I have the results in my hand and I know like my results are just a click of a button away, I can't help but feel nervous. Bro, I literally have a study channel. What if I don't get good grades?
What would they think of me?
My friends and family will be so disappointed. I push all those thoughts aside and I click on my results. And so the page loads for a while and then it finally loads. I scroll through my results and then I scroll through them again. Then I go back and I check like my name's correct and then go back in and look at the results. And it's a set of perfect results. GCSE grading works from 9 to 1, with 9 being an A star, with 7 being an A, 5 being like a C, and 1 like being a fail. And I had gotten 10 9s and an A in additional maths, which is the highest grade possible. I had gotten the results that 0.03% of students get, according to Cambridge. And in case you haven't met, I'm Steven, also known as jspark. And the thing is, like getting like straight 9s and perfect grades was cool and all, but there's something more to the picture. The thing is, I really didn't study for my GCSEs. It might seem crazy and you might not believe me, but I went to the gym most days. I did kickboxing, I did piano, and I did all these things that I wanted to do. And if you want really definitive proof, look on my channel. I've never missed an upload during peak GCSE season. During like study leave, I was making YouTube videos. And I don't say this in a way to be like condescending, but I just say this because I wanted to get good grades, yes.
Please.
But I didn't want to be like some of the other people I knew where they like put their entire life on pause. They stopped doing anything fun in their life and they just sat down to study 8 hours a day. That wasn't something I wanted to do.
No, thank you.
I wanted to make studying so efficient so that I had time to do everything I wanted to do and still get perfect grades. And I can confidently say that there are 3 main ways I was able to achieve this that I did differently that allowed me to get these results. If you also want these results but you also want studying to take not a lot of time so you can have like time to do other things, stick around because you don't want to miss a single one. Chapter 1. Redefining Studying. The amount of time that I sat down at this desk and studied doing past papers, like notes, etc. was probably an hour a day on average, maybe even less. But that's not all that I did to improve my grades. You see, studying is just one of the ways which you can increase your knowledge and get better grades. If you actually break down how studying works, why it works, you can redefine it and study without studying. This sounds like some magical fairy tale myth, but here's what I mean. Studying is basically just active recall. You learn a certain topic in class, then later that day, or maybe in like a week's time where you have a test soon, you sit down and you think back to when you learned that topic. You try to use that knowledge and see how much of it you'll remember. And students do this in many ways. Some like people like make notes, some people write flashcards, some people like reread the textbook. Like viewers will know that my favorite way of doing this was doing past papers, seeing how many questions I can get right using the knowledge. But it's all just active recall, revisiting a certain topic or concept again and seeing how much of it you remember. And then if there are gaps in your knowledge, you go back and fill those up. But active recall doesn't have to just happen at the desk. Active recall doesn't just happen when you're doing past papers, etc. This is going to sound extremely neaky, but this is what carried my grades. It's something called immersion. Whatever topic or concept that I had to revise for. For example, let's say I had my biology GCSE in a month's time. I'd wake up and I see the sun come up. Then I quickly just ask myself, oh cool, the sun's up, and so that means the rate of photosynthesis is going to be the highest. Okay, what's the simple equation for photosynthesis? Then I'd like be like, okay, so it's 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O goes to like whatever, blah blah blah. Point is, I tips myself and I'd be like, okay, cool. And I go downstairs and I'll make myself breakfast. Then I quickly just look at my plate and ask myself, okay, what can I see? Well, I can see fiber, protein, vitamin, carbs, fats, calcium. Cool, I got those right. And then I ask myself, okay, well, quickly, what do these things do for my body? Okay, so like protein maintains like muscle mass and like calcium this, that. Oh, fiber, I don't know what fiber does actually. So then I'll quickly pull out my phone, search up what is fiber used for in the body, and boom, that's one hole patched. I've confirmed my knowledge of photosynthesis, my vitamins and minerals, and I've even patched up a weak point all within 20 minutes of waking up. I haven't actually studied at all, and yet I've actually done some active recall. And I do this throughout the day for every subject. And then after I come in from school, I do like the 1 hour past papers to consolidate my knowledge, but I'd actually have done revision the whole day, studying without studying. The more times you actively recall something, the better your understanding will be. For example, if you're like a plane manufacturer, you're going to want to like do test runs of the airplane, right? You're going to do it once, you're going to do it again and again and again, because you want to make sure each round you improve something. You want to make sure each time you do the test, you find a mistake and you mitigate it, because you want to make sure there's no flaws. It should be the same with studying, because the more rounds you do, the more times you recall it, you're going to find weak points and make sure there are no flaws and you're not going to make mistakes in exams. So basically, whereas a normal student might just recall 1 time a day because they have like a study session, like once a day, I was actually recalling like 20 times a day. And each repetition you do is like an exponential increase in retaining knowledge. And also, since I was doing it throughout the day, I was also leveraging unconsciously the spacing effect. And immersion, in case you're still skeptical, it's proven to work because it's also what I did for French. Basically, if I was trying to revise the biology as like I just like outlined, I'm basically trying to think about it multiple times throughout the day, right? So for French, how can I think about French multiple times a day? I really hated French, but for GCSE you had to do a modern language. And so what I did to still get a high 9 or an A star was the same concept. I made my third language into French. I did Duolingo every single day, and that's why I still have a 380-day streak. I listened to French songs on my way to school. I played Valorant with the language on French. Everything in French. And it works because I was exposed to French multiple times a day. Like unconsciously when I'm like listening to songs, I'll like unconsciously be able to like pick up vocabulary that way, right? It's all about immersion. But the thing is, listening to one French song again and never again isn't going to boost your French grade from a 5 to a 9. Or doing like the quick little testing won't impact your grades unless you're consistent with it. Even if it's a little each day becomes a lot. And a lot each month stacks to make a difference. But a lot one day fades away and you're going to be ending up staying where you are. I was able to study 1 hour a day because I had stacked hours upon hours of doing this for a while. Start early. I know everyone says this, like you should always start your revision early. But it's not about starting early and then like just forgetting about it. It's about doing little but often. It just became a part of my day. Like recalling these things, doing like a 30 minutes of like a past paper a day. And it became so unnoticeable, it didn't even feel like studying. Hence, I never got burnt out. I do flashcards on like the train ride home. I go to the gym. I do instruments before I go to bed. Then I do like 1 to 2 past papers. But it's about what you do with that. And just before I give you like my final bonus tip, which might be the most important thing I've said yet. If you found this video useful so far, and if you want to get the grades I've got or even better, you should check out my program, the Student Accelerator, which I'm teaching my exact protocol on how I got these grades, with other experts and other perspectives also, to make it so that you can achieve your full potential as a student and get the best grades you can be. If that interests you, you can check out the free masterclass which I put together, where I introduce the whole thing, which will be the first link in the description. But anyway, let's get on to the bonus tip. The bonus tip is, the reason I was able to get such results that I did, I said this before, but a lot of students just get 7s or 8s and stop there. They define themselves as a level 7 or 8 student, and so they just do that amount of work. They do unconsciously the amount of work that it requires to become a level 7 or 8 student. If you're getting 7s, aim for 8s. If you're getting 8s, don't be complacent, aim for the 9. Always go for more. Never be complacent. Celebrate your wins, yes, you made improvement, but don't ever get complacent. Always aim for more. If you're getting 9s, aim for 100%. That's how I was able to always hold myself to higher standards. When you set the standards, when you don't cap yourself, when you don't put a ceiling to your abilities, that's when you end up doing the actions that will get you the results. As Ralph said in one of like my live lectures in Student Accelerator, the biggest thing that caps students is their own beliefs. Know that you are always more capable of more, and then do the action that proves that to be correct. I hope this video is useful, and as always, take action in what you learned today. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.